have our 4 reviews. We're going to do some quick math this time. I know we usually do 5, and I'll be right back. So we took up our scores. It's 4 scores. It may look like 5 because we take the 2 Metacritic scores, average them together to get 1 score. Take all our numbers, simple math here, add them all together, divide by how many actual reviewers there were, and we get our score out of 100. Obviously, all the single-digit numbers get bumped up to 100, a scale, and that's simple math. Go check it out in my other videos. I explain it in a little more detail. But do I think a 90.5 as a final score is a little low? Yeah, I do think it's a little low, even though it's still an A or a 9 out of 10, because a lot of review sites won't do the point system like 9.5, but however, some do. That 8 from Nintendo Life really brought it down, and his review really didn't portray, or at least I didn't portray, his cynicism for the game. I don't know if that's the right word there, but and he tried to cover it up, I think. And then the 2 9.5s, I think, were right on the money from the time period from 1997, so I lend a lot of credence to those. And then, of course, Metacritic. I think Metacritic's 92 really falls perfectly in line, and I think the game really falls at like a 93 and 94 if we were going to take a true average. But that 8 from Nintendo Life was just too low, and therefore brought our average down by law of averages. That's just what's going to happen. You get one bad score, it really kills you. But it's still worth its weight in gold, if you get the saying, and I really recommend Final Fantasy's original game to anybody who wants to get into RPGs, or if you've never played Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot of nuance in the game that still can translate over till today, and I'm sure it was spoiled for you, but I'm sure there's many little things that weren't spoiled for you, and it is those little things that are really gonna get expanded upon in the remaster. It's been talked about. I'm not really gonna do a video on the new stuff for Final Fantasy VII. But those little niche things that people don't really talk about, they're going to be huge plot points, most definitely, in the new remaster. So I'm really excited for that. But to round out the video, 90.5 is just too low for Final Fantasy VII. Maybe I'll create like a stamp. Low, high, and perfect. I don't know. We'll see. But that was the review. All the reviews are very well written, even though you got to take into account personal taste and writing style with that, and I didn't necessarily like some of the reviews, especially the people who just trolled to get clicks on their review, especially those from Metacritic. Those were just trolls, and you can have those opinions. Just make sure you back your opinions up with some fact and some objectivity. If you want to write in an opinion column, that's different than a review. So always keep that in mind when you're checking out reviews. And that's it. For right now, Final Fantasy VII's original review is just a little too low, even though the score is amazing, 90.5. It's just a great game. That's all from me today. Later today, we'll have the demo again. We're gonna do some Final Fantasy 15 novella stuff. You guys know I'm big on the novella stuff. Probably make a series out of that like we did with the Final Fantasy 10 novella. I will see you a little later. Oh, and real quick, this is post-edit. If you could maybe sub, maybe give a like, I'd really appreciate it. My goal really is just to get to 10 subs. That'd be really awesome. That's really it. And if you like the content, or you want to get a game reviewed that maybe you played and maybe I didn't, I usually do games I played, but I do all types of games. Yeah, so just let me know. We'll definitely do some more Final Fantasy ones, as I think those are really interesting, especially the ones from the past looking forward. And that's really it. Check back later today. We'll have some more content for you.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.